This was a time when Gen X was growing up. America was navigating the nuances of its economy, and families often relied on creative, affordable meals to keep everyone fed. The 1980s were a unique time in the United States when budget and food came together like never before, with all sorts of creative dishes being made for under $1. You might not be familiar with these meals as time tends to change trends, but we're here to revive these budget-friendly classics in Missouri, particularly throughout the St. Louis area. Gooey butter cake. Among the era's sweet treats, gooey butter cake stood out as the ultimate dessert. Why was it so loved? First, it was affordable, a perfect fit for potlucks, bake sales, and family gatherings. Its simple ingredients, flour, sugar, eggs, and heaps of butter, meant anyone could whip it up, even during tough times. But let's be real, it's the rich, buttery taste and that incredible gooey texture that make this cake unforgettable. After a long summer day, a slice of this indulgent dessert was just the thing to revive your spirits. Sure, it's heavy on butter, maybe more than your doctor would recommend, but sometimes flavor wins over caution. It's believed the recipe traces back to German and Eastern European immigrants who made St. Louis their home. The cake's popularity became so synonymous with the city that it earned the name St. Louis Gooey Butter Cake, and it truly lives up to that title. The gooey, velvety filling is a slice of heaven, one that tourists often seek out and locals can't seem to resist. Before we move to the next dish, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Your support means a lot for my small channel. Pepperoni Rolls. Head over to West Virginia and you'll find a snack that's as iconic as it is convenient, Pepperoni Rolls. With roots in Italian immigrant communities, this humble snack became a favorite among miners and workers looking for a portable, budget-friendly meal. During the economic downturns of the 1980s, pepperoni rolls were a lifesaver for families seeking affordable, yet satisfying options. Made with soft pastry dough stuffed with cheese and pepperoni, these rolls offer a perfect blend of protein, carbs, and flavor. Their shelf stability made them ideal for school lunches, road trips, or long work shifts. Whether sold at bakeries, convenience stores, or dressed up in restaurants, pepperoni rolls remain a cherished West Virginian staple. Garbage plate. The name might make you hesitate, but trust me, the garbage plate is a legendary creation from Rochester, New York. This dish is the ultimate indulgence, offering a massive, customizable platter designed to satisfy every craving. Whether you're a pasta lover craving macaroni and fries or a meat enthusiast piling on sausages and chicken, the garbage plate has something for everyone. Its origins trace back to 1918 when Nick Tahu, founder of Nick Tahu Hots, created this dish to give customers the most bang for their buck. Quickly, it became a beloved part of New York's street food culture, celebrated for its gluttonous charm. The name? It's inspired by the dish's chaotic appearance, but don't let that fool you. Every bite is packed with bold, comforting flavors that embody the streets of Rochester. Chicken Riggies. If you find yourself in central New York, particularly Utica, you'll come across a unique local dish known as chicken Riggies. Bored of regular pasta dishes? This might just shake things up for you. Inspired by the vibrant Italian-American community in Utica, this dish is a spicy, flavorful staple that carries the unmistakable aroma of hot peppers and chili flakes. The name comes from the rigatoni pasta that stars in this dish. Combined with chicken, cream, and a mix of banana and cherry peppers, it creates a flavor profile that's unforgettable. Chicken Riggies date back to the 1970s and are believed to have originated at the Colonial Restaurant in Utica, though this isn't confirmed. Regardless, it's one of New York's finest regional specialties, showcasing the bold flavors of Italian-American cooking. Hot dishes. In Minnesota, the land of hearty gatherings and even heartier meals, one dish reigns supreme: hot dishes. These casserole-like meals became staples for families looking to feed large crowds. Minnesota's love for hot dishes traces back to post-World War II and the Great Depression, where making the most of simple, affordable ingredients was essential. Think ground beef, pasta, peas, green beans, corn, and the creamiest, cheesiest sauce you can imagine. These comforting combinations warm the soul and provide much needed sustenance during cold winters, not to mention they're perfect for potlucks. The name might sound simple, but this dish embodies Minnesota's history of resilience and the tradition of comfort food. Sonker. Sonker, a beloved fruit dessert from Northern Carolina, is often served warm with a scoop of ice cream. Though its origins are debated, many believe it first emerged in farming communities aiming to make the most of their fruits. Mount Airy in Surry County, North Carolina, is especially known for its love of Sonker. The annual Sonker Day celebration brings the community together to showcase this sweet treat, highlighting its cultural significance and the pride local bakers take in perfecting their recipes. Barbecue spaghetti. Memphis, Tennessee is known for its barbecue, and barbecue spaghetti is a creative twist that marries the smoky flavors of Memphis barbecue with the comforting heartiness of pasta. This dish uses a tomato-based barbecue sauce mixed with marinara, creating a rich, tangy flavor that pairs beautifully with pulled pork or chicken. Often topped with bell peppers and garlic, barbecue spaghetti is a regional classic that reflects Memphis's innovative spirit in the kitchen. Though it hasn't been around as long as traditional barbecue, it has quickly become a favorite for those seeking a unique spin on two beloved foods. Chow Chow. In the southern United States, especially in Appalachian regions, Chow Chow holds a cherished spot as a pickled relish that pairs perfectly with countless dishes. This vibrant dip is made with finely chopped peppers, cabbage, green tomatoes, onions, mustard seeds, cinnamon, and cloves. The vegetables are blanched and mixed with vinegar, sugar, and spices, creating a crunchy, sweet, tangy relish that stands out from other condiments. It's then jarred and left to marinate for the perfect flavor. This beloved side dish has been a staple in southern kitchens for generations, proving that even the simplest ingredients can create something memorable. Divinity Candy. The South isn't all about savory delights, it's also home to desserts like Divinity Candy. This sweet, fluffy treat is made from basic ingredients like egg whites, corn syrup, sugar, and a touch of vanilla. The meringue-like consistency gives it a light, airy texture, while pecans add a satisfying crunch. Divinity Candy rose to fame during the 20th century, especially during wartime, when corn syrup became a household staple. Once beaten to the perfect glossy consistency, the mixture is piped onto wax paper to cool, resulting in bite-sized pieces of sugary heaven. It's a delightful finish to any southern meal, especially after a hearty barbecue. Frogmore Stew. If you ever find yourself in South Carolina, especially in the Low Country region, you simply can't miss out on Frogmore Stew. Don't let the name fool you, there are no frogs leaping out of your bowl. The dish is named after Frogmore, a community on St. Helena Island where this seafood boil is said to have originated. It's a one-pot wonder that perfectly captures the essence of Carolina cuisine. Picture this: shrimp, corn on the cob, potatoes, vegetables, and spices, all boiled together in a pot of savory goodness. The beauty of Frogmore Stew lies in its versatility. If someone isn't a shrimp fan, just swap it out for crab, cod, or oysters. It's all about using the day's fresh catch to create something extraordinary. This dish not only pleases crowds, but also highlights the resourcefulness of coastal communities that relied on seafood boils for nutritious, hearty meals. Johnny Marzetti. Johnny Marzetti is not just a dish, it's a piece of Ohio's culinary history. Named after the real-life Johnny Marzetti, who ran a popular Italian restaurant in Columbus, this dish became an iconic part of the Midwest's comfort food repertoire. This baked pasta dish, featuring layers of noodles, ground beef, tomato sauce, and melted cheese, first gained popularity in the early 20th century. By the 1950s and 1960s, it was a common sight on school lunch menus and family dinner tables, celebrated for its ability to feed large groups with minimal effort. Chicken Bogs. Chicken bogs are a low country classic and one of South Carolina's best one-pot dishes. This comforting meal features a rich combination of chicken, rice, and sausage, often enhanced with vegetables and flavorful chicken thighs. The name comes from the dish's thick, broth-heavy texture, as the rice absorbs all the slow-cooked flavors, creating a porridge-like consistency. This hearty dish is especially popular in large households, reflecting South Carolina's tradition of big families and community gatherings. The annual Hemingway Chicken Bog Festival, held in Hemingway, South Carolina, celebrates this dish as a staple of local culture. Souffle potatoes. Souffle potatoes are a Louisiana specialty with roots in French cooking, beloved for their light, airy texture and golden, crispy exterior. The dish is prepared using a meticulous two-step frying process. The first fry, done at a low temperature, softens the potato slices, while the second fry, at a much higher heat, causes them to puff up dramatically, creating their signature appearance. This dish gained popularity in the early 20th century when French culinary techniques began to heavily influence Louisiana's cuisine. Souffle potatoes quickly became a hit in fine dining and casual settings alike. Despite their seemingly simple preparation, they are notoriously tricky to get right. Just a slight misstep in timing or temperature can ruin their signature puffiness. Whether served as a side dish or a main feature, souffle potatoes showcase the creativity and precision of Louisiana's culinary heritage. Sally Lunn bread. Sally Lunn bread is a light, yeast-leavened bread that was brought to America by English immigrants. Its origins are tied to colonial history, dating back to the 18th century when settlers began baking this soft, slightly sweet bread. Although legends mention an actual Sally Lunn who created the bread, historical records have never confirmed her existence. Regardless, this bread became a favorite in Southern homes, often served at breakfast with tea. Made with simple ingredients like butter, sugar, and milk, it became a staple for starting the day on a flavorful yet cost-effective note. Beaten biscuits. Beaten biscuits are a uniquely American creation, known for their elastic, chewy texture achieved through hours of manual labor. Women would pound the dough tirelessly with a mallet or rolling pin, giving it a texture distinct from typical biscuit dough. This dish was especially popular in colonial middle-class homes in the South and Appalachian regions. Though labor-intensive, it was a versatile snack or breakfast item made with basic pantry staples. Despite the effort required, beaten biscuits became a cherished part of Southern culinary tradition. Scrapple. Scrapple, a meat pudding made from pork trimmings, cornmeal, and spices, is a mid-Atlantic favorite with deep European roots. Its grainy texture and rich flavor made it a staple in regions like Pennsylvania, where German immigrants first introduced it. This budget-friendly dish gained popularity in areas like New Jersey and Delaware, especially during times of economic hardship. Often served in diners, Scrapple reflects a history of resourcefulness, turning simple ingredients into a comforting, filling meal. Wilted lettuce salad. Wilted lettuce salad is a classic Southern dish that gained popularity during wartime. During periods when simple, inexpensive ingredients were a necessity, this dish became a favorite. It uses dandelion greens, spinach, and Bibb lettuce, making it both practical and nutritious. Dandelion greens were especially valued as they could easily be grown in victory gardens during the Depression and war. To appeal to American tastes, the dish includes crumbled bacon, adding a smoky flavor to the warm salad. The combination of greens, bacon, and a simple dressing made it a go-to for families needing a quick, budget-friendly option. Lasagna Soup. Lasagna soup is an innovative twist on traditional lasagna, featuring all its key ingredients, pasta, meat, vegetables, and tomato sauce, served in a warm, comforting soup form. During the Depression era, this dish gained popularity for being hearty, easy to make, and adaptable to whatever ingredients were available. Advancements in cooking appliances during the mid-20th century made preparing this dish even simpler, cementing its place as a favorite comfort food. It offered families a nutritious, satisfying meal that could be made with leftovers, making it both practical and delicious. Fatback. Fatback was an essential ingredient during the challenging years following the stock market crash, offering both flavor and sustenance to families during times of scarcity. Derived from the cured fat of a pig's back, it was used to enhance the flavor of soups, stews, and casseroles. Its richness transformed simple dishes into hearty, satisfying meals, making it a lifeline for many households during the early 20th century. By the 1980s, however, Fatback began to lose its place in American kitchens as health concerns over cholesterol and dietary fat became more prominent. While its role in history is undeniable, Fatback is now largely remembered as a product of necessity and resourcefulness during hard times. Though it has faded from common use, it remains a reminder of how ingenuity in the kitchen helped families survive periods of great hardship. Burgoo. Burgoo is a thick, hearty stew that has been a staple of Kentucky's culinary traditions for generations. It originated in the 19th century, crafted by African American cooks, who used limited ingredients to create a meal that could feed large groups. And the dish typically combines mashed potatoes, chicken, vegetables, and a variety of meats, resulting in a deeply flavorful and satisfying stew. Burgoo is more than just a meal, it's a part of Kentucky's cultural fabric. It's a dish that brings people together at festivals, gatherings, and community events. One of the most notable celebrations is the annual Burgoo Festival in Owensboro, Kentucky, where locals and visitors alike indulge in this beloved stew. Its origins as a dish of ingenuity and resourcefulness have given it a lasting legacy, making Burgoo an enduring symbol of Southern hospitality and tradition. Eggs Goldenrod. Eggs Goldenrod is a vintage breakfast dish that first gained popularity in the 1950s and 1960s and experienced a revival in the 1980s. Known for its simple yet elegant presentation, the dish consists of finely mashed egg yolks layered over a smooth and creamy bechamel sauce. Traditionally served with toast, it became a staple breakfast for those who enjoyed a light but flavorful morning meal. The retro appeal of Eggs Goldenrod lies in its versatility. Some variations include a sprinkle of fresh herbs, seasoned hash browns, or additional spices to elevate its flavor. The dish was especially appealing for its calorie-conscious nature, offering a fulfilling breakfast option without being overly heavy. Today, Eggs Goldenrod is remembered as a nostalgic reminder of the inventive breakfast recipes that once graced American tables. Corn oysters. Corn oysters are a South Carolina classic that combines the state's rich agricultural history with its proximity to the coast. Despite the name, this dish doesn't always involve seafood. Instead, it uses corn, which was widely cultivated thanks to the guidance of Native Americans during colonial times. This dish became a staple because of its simplicity and affordability. Corn oysters were made by blending fresh, local corn with a batter, then frying it to golden perfection. The result is a crispy, savory treat that highlights the natural sweetness of the corn. It's a dish that reflects South Carolina's resourcefulness, using humble ingredients to create something undeniably delicious. Gnudi. Gnudi is an Italian dish from Umbria, often compared to gnocchi, but crafted with ricotta cheese and starch instead of potatoes. The word gnudi means naked, a playful reference to these dumplings being pasta-free, unlike traditional gnocchi. This dish became a favorite for cooks looking to showcase their culinary finesse. Shaping and poaching the gnudi requires precision and patience, and the brown butter sauce that accompanies them is a true test of skill. Gnudi isn't just a meal, it's a statement of mastery in the kitchen, cherished for its delicate flavors and beautiful presentation. Boiled cider pie. Boiled cider pie is a New England specialty that showcases the region's love for apple-based desserts. The filling is made by reducing apple cider into a thick, tart syrup, which is then used as the base for the pie. This process concentrates the cider's flavors, creating a rich and distinctive taste. This dessert is often described as a cross between apple pie and pecan pie, yet it holds a flavor profile all its own. With apple cider being a cornerstone of New England's food culture, boiled cider pie has earned its place as a cherished treat that represents the region's agricultural heritage and dedication to traditional cooking techniques. Finan Haddie. Finan Haddie, a dish of smoked haddock, holds a special place in the hearts of coastal communities across America. Traditionally prepared by smoking the fish over an open fire or wooden stove, it offered a rich, smoky flavor that complemented its creamy accompaniments. This dish became especially popular in rural and fishing communities where the day's catch often dictated the menu. The preparation methods for Finan Haddie varied widely, from baking and steaming to boiling and frying, making it a versatile option for different occasions. It was typically paired with butter, cream, and sometimes potatoes, creating a hearty and comforting meal. However, as health-conscious eating trends emerged, the dish began to lose its prominence. Today, Finan Haddie is mainly associated with Scottish-American households and coastal regions where traditional seafood dishes are still celebrated. Mock apple pie. Mock apple pie, a genius creation from the Depression era, mimicked the flavor and texture of apple pie without using any apples. This clever hack utilized Ritz crackers for the crust, paired with a sweet and sticky filling made from sugar, cinnamon, and water. The idea was to create a dessert that satisfied sweet cravings during times when apples were either too expensive or unavailable. This inventive recipe became a staple, proving that resourcefulness in the kitchen could still produce a delicious, crowd-pleasing treat. Even today, the mock apple pie stands as a nostalgic reminder of culinary creativity during tough economic times. Stuffed zucchini boats. Stuffed zucchini boats became a popular dish in the 1960s and 1970s, a time when people started exploring global cuisines and expanding their culinary horizons. This dish was celebrated for being both versatile and healthy, a departure from the heavier meals that were more common. Home cooks enjoyed experimenting with various fillings, from vegetarian options to ground beef mixtures, making zucchini boats adaptable to different tastes. While often associated with Italian-American cooking, similar techniques of stuffing vegetables like eggplants and peppers can also be traced back to Mediterranean traditions. Adding to the dish's widespread appeal, oatmeal meatloaf. Oatmeal meatloaf was a creative solution during times when meat was scarce. Instead of the typical loaf made primarily from ground beef, this version layered oatmeal with sausages and bacon to replicate the texture and flavor of a meaty dish. Dried onions and garlic were added to elevate the flavor, and families often made enough to serve everyone at the table. As times improved following the Great Depression, home cooks began adding tomato sauces and other enhancements to make the dish more indulgent. For many children, this hearty loaf became a comforting favorite, thanks to the extra effort put into making it satisfying and delicious. Goulash. You can't talk about comfort food in America without mentioning goulash. Known across the Midwest and South, this dish goes by many names, but its heart remains the same. Whether you call it American slumgullion or goulash, it's a simple, hearty meal that's been a staple for generations. Imagine ground beef simmered in a rich tomato sauce, flavored with all the spices and seasonings that make your taste buds sing. It's the perfect comfort food for those nights when you want a filling, satisfying meal without breaking the bank. Originally, it was a no-frills dish, no pasta, no cheese, but over time those things made their way into the recipe, becoming the beloved goulash we know today. It's a dish that takes you back to the good old days, the kind of meal you'd gather around with family after a long day, knowing it would fill you up and bring warmth to your soul. Hopin John. Hopin John is a southern classic steeped in cultural heritage, blending African, Caribbean, and Native American culinary traditions. This hearty dish combines rice, black-eyed peas, and smoked pork, making it a staple of Southern comfort food. It was first introduced by enslaved Africans in the American South, who relied on ingredients like African rice and black-eyed peas to create nourishing meals. The name Hopin John remains a mystery, first documented in print in the 1840s. It became a traditional New Year's Day meal, symbolizing good luck and prosperity for the coming year. The dish's rich aroma of peas and smoked pork carries through the air, evoking nostalgia and tradition for those who grew up with it. Hopin John is not just a dish, it's a testament to history, resilience, and the enduring legacy of Southern cuisine. Stuffed bell peppers. Stuffed bell peppers, what a dish! This classic comfort food is everything you could want in a meal. Picture this: vibrant bell peppers filled to the brim with seasoned meat, rice, and all the right spices, baked to perfection. This dish is so much more than just a meal, it's a culinary hug. The peppers, stuffed with a hearty mixture of ground beef or turkey and rice, are then doused in a tangy tomato sauce that gives each bite a burst of flavor. Stuffed bell peppers were born from the need to stretch simple ingredients into something extraordinary, and that's exactly what they do. Whether it's a busy weeknight or a special occasion, this dish will never disappoint. It's a perfect example of how something humble can turn into a satisfying masterpiece, leaving your belly full and your heart happy. There you have it. Don't forget to subscribe and tell us your favorite dish in the comments. Thanks for watching.